Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Anisa. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, and ring the bell. Everything I will link to down below in the description. I'm starting off by removing her previous polish and some of the acrylic. Not all. I'm just really trying to flatten everything out. This is a XX coarse bit from Pana. Everything I have linked to down below in the description. This is a 180 grit sanding band, and I'm removing the shine as well as just kind of making sure everything is nice and even. Of course, you want to really debulk with the previous bit because that's going to take down the most fastest, but this is really just going to smooth everything out as well as, like I said, remove the shine so it preps the nail. This is a prep bit from Nailitlikelucy, and it pushes up the cuticles very well. It doesn't get like inside and clean like the sidewalls or anything like that, but this is really for if you're gonna nip someone's cuticles or cut them with the scissors. This is just gonna push everything up. It does kind of get a little bit of some of the cuticle off of the nail bed, but like, well, technically a nail plate, but you know what I mean, like not too much, so you'd have to go in with another cuticle bit after this. So here I am dehydrating her nail, and then I will go ahead and prime her. Right now I'm going in with the LGN dehydrator. You can use any dehydrator really. Mia Secret comes with a dehydrator. You can make your own. You can use alcohol if you really wanted to, acetone. Here it is, and I knew by the lid that it was LGN, and I've been using the Pro Nail Bar pH bond on her, which is kind of, in my mind, I'm pretty sure it's like an acid primer, I think, but it says pH bond. It was working very well on her. And then after this, you do want to go in with another primer. So I use the Mia Secret Extra Bond as my other primer. So make sure you don't get any of these products on the skin. And this pH bond spreads out pretty good. So these are Creation nail tips, and I only used it on one of her thumbs, and then I went ahead and shaped it up. But it's because her thumb broke. These are her natural nails, so she breaks like her thumb sometimes, and I know it like split sometimes, so that's why I went ahead and got it with fixed it with the tip. But now I'm going in with the Mia Secret primer, and I like to do like hand by hand so the primer is fresh. So I'm using acrylic creamery monomer, and then the brush I'm using is an old acrylic creamery brush. And the acrylic I'm using is Real Nude by Natali Carmona. And I will be covering this color with some gel polish later on. But for now, here's just the acrylic application. And remember, when it comes to natural overlays, especially at this length, thin is the name of the game. Like, you really want to be incredibly thin. Do not use too much product, because that will make the nail look way too bulky, way too chunky. Y'all, way too chunky. My mom calls them chiclets. So you need to keep the nail pretty thin, but don't do it to where you're just putting like a tiny amount of acrylic on there, because then they'll think their nails are going to be stronger than they actually will be, and it could lead to like cracking and breakage. So just make sure you keep it thin, but not too thin. You can't do it like you're doing like a medium length nail with a tip. Like, you can't do it like that. You have to use a smaller amount of product because the nails are just shorter, and plus these are her natural nails anyway, so it's just an overlay. So I'm gonna let you guys watch, and then I will be back later on. So I went ahead and did her left hand first because, like I said, the thumb needed a little bit more extra work on her right hand. So what I'm doing right now is I'm using the tip cutters to cut the tip to like a similar length on her other hand. And I'm going to try and get it as even as possible to the thumb on her left hand. So it required a little bit more shaping than the left hand, but it's okay. So what I'm doing right now is removing the sides, cutting down the length even more, making it square. I went ahead and blended in the part where the tip meets the natural nail with the sanding band, prepped her like regular beforehand, and now it is time for application. I use the same exact primer combo, everything, and here we are. It's just regular application now. So that is how you would like repair a nail if you really needed to. And yeah, it's very easy, simple. Of course you could use like a form to like form it out, but it was not fitting on her thumb, y'all. I literally tried. I did form one of her nails out like the other day, and it was her thumb actually. So yes, I guess that means I'm improving with learning forms. I still love forms even though I don't know how to use them correctly. So yes, more form content coming 2023. So happy new year, by the way, you guys. Yes, this is my first nail set for the new year. I hope you guys enjoy. So right now all I'm doing is filing. This is a 80-100 grit Lauhzar hand file. I absolutely love these hand files. They are very sturdy. They make my shape look good. The grits are actually like sharp. Like you just know when a file is good because the actual grit is sharp, like the way it's supposed to be. Some people do 80/80s, but they put them in the soft material, and so it makes everything like flimsy. Like it makes the board flimsy. Everything is just not right. These are like perfect, and they file incredibly well. I really do recommend them if you would ever like to try some. And all I'm doing right now is making sure the acrylic is not stuck to her skin on the sides. And then I'll be going in with my e-file. Here it's just the sanding band. I'm pretty sure I only went in with the sanding band, but all I'm doing is removing the excess acrylic, making sure everything is nice and smooth. As you saw, my application was not lumpy, but I want everything to be nice and smooth, and I kind of want everything to have like a filed texture on it and not the smooth texture, because acrylic is smooth, but in order to get the like gel polish to stick, it has to be textured. It needs to be not shiny. So yeah, so I'm doing right now, I'm making sure that there's no acrylic on her skin in any type of way, because if there is acrylic on her skin, if it's on the sidewall, anywhere, it is going to lift, period. Like there is, you can try and do whatever you want to do. So like this part, all I'm doing is disconnecting any acrylic from her skin if like the acrylic is there in the first place. It might not be, I'm pretty sure it wasn't, but you still need to make sure there is no acrylic touching the skin, and this is the best way to do it. If it's already like touched the skin or you don't know if it did or not, this is the best way, okay? But in your application, make sure none of the acrylic touches the skin. That is gonna help you a lot. But yes, it's a lot, you guys. This set did come out very, very cute. And I should repeat the same thing for all the other fingers. And I will be back when it comes to the next step in my like filing routine. So she made me use that ceramic drill bit on her around her cuticle area. I didn't record it because I didn't want to. Like, I didn't even want to use the bit because, like, to me, it just ruins my bit. But, like, let me know if you guys use, like, a similar bit to do your filing at the end. But what I went ahead and did right there was just reshaped her free edge and dusted off and wiped her nails down with some alcohol. And now I'm going in with this Beetles gel polish, and it is a gorgeous nude. Like, Beetles really does it when it comes to their nudes. You just have to look for transparent nudes. Whenever you're trying to shop and you're trying to look for like a good nude, it needs to be transparent so you can build it up as many layers as you need to. It'll take like 2 or 3, maybe even 4, depending on how sheer the color is, but you want something sheer so it can give you a more like natural, not fake looking look to it. So we went ahead and did that on all the nails, and then I cured it for a full 60 seconds. And so she wanted to do some reflective glitter ombre like tips at first, but then she decided to only do it on one nail. And so here's me doing it for the first time. Like, I thought I could do it, and then I knew I could do it after I did it. So she was like, "Oh, wait, let me look at that tip. Like, I might want to do that on all of them." I was like, "Are you sure, or do you want to like blend it down still?" And so she was like, let's see." And so I was just kind of like trying not to spill all the glitter, so that's why I only got like the tip part. And so here the blend is looking harsh, it's looking rough, okay, but just give it a second, right? You just need to manipulate it just a little bit more. And the glue I use to hold it down, the gel I use is the builder gel. Well, it's not called builder, it's called base gel, and it's from LGN as well. I will link it. So the way to do it, if you're using this little jar, is to tilt it and tilt the finger into it pretty good, and then use the little fan brush to push it backwards, like to push a small amount of it backwards. So here I am just fixing it with a second coat. Again, you do not have to, but I messed up on this first one, and I went ahead and fixed it. So like I said, at first she wanted them all to be like this, and then she saw the ring finger and was obsessed. Y'all, she said this was her favorite set. This is very easy to do. I really recommend it. I messed up by taking it too far down because, like I said, I messed up the first time. So as usual, I used my cuticle pusher to fix everything, and it worked beautifully. Took off the excess with the fan brush, and I will leave the links to all of them down below in the description. And be careful with getting like loose glitter on the tacky base. You could top coat everything beforehand, and it'll make sure everything does not stick to where it's not supposed to stick. And the gel was still wet, by the way, in case you were wondering. The gel was still wet, and then I cured it, and that's how the glitter was adhered. So now I'm going in with the Natali Carmona top coat, and for this ring fingernail, I made sure to float some over, and it didn't turn out bulbous or bulky or anything, but I wanted to make sure the actual glitter was going to be encapsulated, so she wouldn't feel any texture, because I've done a sugar nail on her before and she did not like the texture. So I'm going to do the same thing with this hand, top coat a couple of her nails, and then top coat the glitter nail last, right? Because the other hand is curing. The reason why I cured that other hand before I finished top coating is because I don't want the gel to pull and mess up her shape. So yes, these nails were fantastic. Very, very easy to do, very simple. And it is a loose glitter ombre, and like I said, it is a reflective glitter nail. So once you turn that flash on, it is stunning, you guys. Make sure you don't get any top coat on the skin. I'm using acetone or alcohol, and I'm just wiping it off her skin. Very important to do. And then I'm going to cure it in the lamp for a full 120 seconds. So at first I did a slip layer, and then I floated some over. Very simple, very easy. I highly recommend you to try this, especially you can do this on press-ons so easily and sell them for a good amount of money, you guys. Like, it'll literally be perfect. Like, if you guys like do this set or anything like this, make sure you like tag me, because I might have to do even more of these sets. In fact, she just kind of wants to set over and over again, but I'm trying to get her to do different things, y'all. Like, we can't keep doing the same thing over and over. So let me know how you guys like this set. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, and ring the bell. Everything I have linked to be linked to down below in the description. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye. Last thing, I know I already said bye, but you guys, make sure you do not rub the cuticle oil on the nail. Make sure you tell your client that. Do not rub it on their nail, because it will remove the shine from their top coat and it will not look good, and you'll have to like redo the top coat. So just do not do that. Okay, don't do it. Don't put the top coat on the nails after the nails have come out. Like, just give them a second to, cool down. because it will ruin the nail. So here is the final look. Stay tuned for the low light videos, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.